Hello everyone and welcome back to Calmlands. This is the multiplayer co-op with Nordic Farming and we have reached episode number 39. Today we are starting at the yard and Nordic is heading off to go sell some maple syrup because we have a great demand price at the old sell point, so that's pretty good. First job for us today is we need to lime the pig farm field. So I am jumping in the New Holland T8 and I'm going to grab the auger. We need to go fill that up at the lime fill station. Let's get hitched up. There we go. Got our Bergman auger wagon. We will need a bigger auger wagon at some point because yeah, we do chew through the lime. But luckily for me it is nice and full, so we can get that over to the field and then we'll nip back and grab the Amazon spreader that we have in the shed. There we go, we've got our planters, sprayer, and there's the spreader. Fantastic. And Nordic is darting across in the lorry to go and pick up the maple syrup. There we go, so I think we can leave that there. That's pretty handy. And I think what I'm going to do is leave the tractor attached and switched on because the auger wagon probably needs this tractor to be attached to it. So we'll hop in the old Jenny and get the spreader. And I think this might have lime in it already as well. If it doesn't, I will go and top it up. 51% lime, so we might as well fill that up while we can. Bit of a messy yard here. We've got lots of pallets and IBCs hanging about, but I think we can grab lime from here. So this is the field that we are going to be liming, pig farm field. And also later on we are going to need to fertilise the grass field, which is farmhouse field, as the nitrogen is very low. It's in the red for that. But we don't need to worry about pig farm field or hillside field because those will get fertilised when we come to plant it. Right, that's nice and full, so we can cover on and head over to get lime spreading. Oh, there we go. I think Nordic has sold some maple syrup. 26,000 plus a little bit of our environmental score boost. Fantastic. Right, so we can beacon off, zoom out a little bit, and we can get into liming this field. There we go. You can see the nice width on this spreader, very handy. So I'm going to zip round here, top up from the auger if we need to, and then once we're done we will be over to fertilise the grass field. And whilst we do that, I think Nordic is going to start herbiciding Cowman field, which has got our soybeans in, as that's had some weeds crop up. I'll see you soon. And there we go. We've finished liming up pig farm field. So that is all nice and ready for us to come along and plant. It has got the stalks in it from what we harvested previously. And it's also got quite a few weeds in, but we will be able to just clear that out with the planter as we go. But let's get this lime dropped off. We need to empty this spreader so we can put fertiliser in it. And we can go and fertilise the grass field near the farmhouse. Right, complete change of plans. We are going to actually keep on liming, and we're going to go lime the grass field, farmhouse field, because that does need lime as well. I thought we would get another crop of grass out of it, but makes sense whilst we've got the spreader out to just keep on liming. So let's fill this up again. So Nordic and I are working separately this morning, but that is to try and guarantee that we can get onto planting the 2 fields that haven't got any crops in this afternoon. So yeah, we need to double down on the jobs to make sure we can get through it all. And this is farmhouse field and field number 1, both of which need lime. So let's get set up to go in this small patch first, and I'll head and grab the auger wagon. Fun and games, all the farming logistics, getting the lime where it needs to be, and I should probably fill up the auger whilst we are working our way over there. 98, 99, 100. Takes so long to fill up this auger wagon from these seed and fert huts. If anyone's got any suggestions on ones that are faster, that would be much appreciated. Right, let's get this over to the farmhouse area, and we can get the auger out ready to top up as we need to. Cool, we'll leave that there, and we will hop in the old Jenny, and once again get into lime spreading, and then once we've limed this, we'll come back and fertilise it all. So let's get stuck in. Go. Quite a bit left in the hopper, so we will unload here. Oh, stitched it next to the tree, and I'm going to go start topping up this spreader with fertilizer. Oh no, we don't want any lime. And then I will park the auger wagon back up, and we can come and fertilize. We shouldn't need to refill on the fertilizer, as that tends to go quite a long way. Oh, so we've got a lovely pile here of fertilizer. Can get that filling up whilst we go and grab the auger. There we go, and we will top up these big bags of lime that we left behind. Right, so we might as well top up the lime whilst we are here. Right, we have grabbed all the big bags of fertilizer, so we can get the cover on and head over to fertilise the grass field. Make sure that's going to yield as best as possible, because we need quite a lot of grass to keep our cows fed. I think Nordic is taking the auger wagon with the T8 back, and he's going to start ferrying some of the equipment, the planters and the seed drills, to take them for sale, because we are, you like Nordic, we are going to be trading in our planters, and when we got the Seed Hawk drills a session or 2 ago, we did forget to sell the seed drills, so we've got a bit of equipment to sell. And then, you probably guessed it, we are going to be upgrading to some bigger planters, which will be exciting. Right, same again, but fertiliser. So I'm going to switch on and head on in. I think we should get a bit more width when we're fertilising. Yeah, there we go. Cool, we could probably do this build in 2 passes. So I'm going to whip around here, get this all fertilised up, and I'll see you when we're finished. go. That is fertiliser all spread in our lovely grass field, farmhouse field. And we keep this as a grass field because it is a little bit undulating. It's got some hills and some dips in it, so it's really only best for being a grass field. Now you'll see that the cash on the bank account has, well, it was up. It's now dipped down again. We got up to 700,000, so we made a couple 100,000 from selling all of our equipment. But as you can see, it's now down to 341,000 because Nordic has been busy selling and now buying our planters. So we sold the 2 planters and the 2 seed drills, and now we've got 2 new bigger planters which we will go and inspect. But first of all, we need to give the spreader a bit of a wash, same with the Genesis, and park that away, and we can head up and grab one of our new planters. Right, spreader dropped off. We've got some nice space in our shed now thanks to selling the planters and the drills, and there is a bit of a scatter of seed and liquid fertiliser dotted around, which is from our old drills and planters. Right, we need to park up the Jenny and hop in the Xerion because we need something with a bit more beef to pull these new planters. Right, let's head over and meet Nordic at the dealership. Right, so we want to turn in here, and here are our new planters. Nordic is ready and waiting. Pull alongside him and we can hitch up to our new planters, and we'll take a little look at which model it is. I think Nordic has configured these as we need to. Fantastic, look at these. So this is the John Deere 1775 NT 2018. Fantastic. So this needs seed and liquid fertiliser. See you back at the yard, Nordic. And oh, what's the turning circle like? A bit tight. I don't want to hit this lovely vehicle that's here. Oh, just nearly kissed it. Right, let's get back to the yard and stock this up with seed and liquid fert. Right, so we want to pick up some seed and some fertiliser, so let's pull in here and see if we can get the cover open. There we go, and let's start filling. Right, I think that's filled up from what spare stocks we had. There's no more pallets and IBCs left, so let's go fill up the rest at the yard. Right, so we need to top up the seed, and then we need to top up the fertiliser that is in the shed which Nordic is at. And we are full, so let's get the cover on and head over to our field. Right, so we are heading over to our first field, which is hillside, and we have sunflowers selected because we are going to be planting sunflowers. Nordic is going to be starting down the bottom here. And we are planting sunflowers in this field because we need sunflowers for our pig food. Right, so this planter had Nordic and I slightly confused. It takes a long time to unfold. It lowers all the way down and then spreads its wings. So yeah, we didn't know if it was unfolding or not, but it is now indeed unfolding. Fantastic, so let's switch on, find the line with Nordic, and we can lower away and start planting our sunflowers. And this planter is a lot wider than the ones we had previously. The previous ones were 12 metres, and I think this is 17 metres. And we've got 2 of them, of course, so we can cover a good amount of ground, which is really, really nice. So Nordic and I are going to get stuck in and plant this whole field. And once we're done, we'll probably top up the seed and fertiliser and head over and do pig farm field, which needs its corn. So we'll see you when we are all done. tiny little slither here that we're just going to patch repair. Oh, I don't think that actually wanted to plant. Actually, I think that is maybe where it didn't plough properly. Oh no, we are not lowered. It always helps if you lower the implement. Right, there we go. That is the sunflowers all planted. So we can turn off and fold up, although this is the world's slowest folding planter, and I definitely tested that out when I caught a tree down here in the corner and I needed to fold up just to get past it. But now we are on to the next field where we're going to be planting corn, so let's switch to corn. There we go. And oh, I think Nordic is going for a top up of the old liquid fert and seed, so we shall follow, make sure we are full. I think we've probably got enough to cover the field, but always better to be safe than sorry. You don't know whether the soil types on that field might mean we are consuming more seed and more liquid fertilizer. There we go, that's enough liquid fert, so we can swap over with Nordic. And now we are topping up with seed. Perfect. So I think Nordic and I are both topped up to the brim, which is always good. So let's get the planters over to pig farm field. I'm probably going the long way. Could have gone through the yard shortcut, but never mind. And yeah, we can start planting our corn. And as mentioned, the sunflower is going to go towards pig food production, and the corn we are actually planning to harvest as maize. So we will chop it with the forage harvester to make chaff, and that chaff is going to go directly in the fermenting silo to contribute towards silage at the BGA, where it can automatically distribute, which is pretty handy. Right, we are coming up, so better set our very slow unfolding planter to unfold, otherwise we'll be here all day. And this field is actually really going to test the planter out, because we should be able to direct plant, which means we're going to do away with all the stalks and weeds in this field as we go past. So Nordic and I are both unfolded now, so we can switch on and lower away, set the cruise, and off we go. Fantastic. We are planting our corn. I need to move over a little bit. I'm catching the verge on the edge, but never mind. Fantastic. So corn is going in, planting our second field with our new planters. It's fair to say these planters are pretty nifty. And yeah, Nordic has just told me that we are consuming a fair bit more liquid fertilizer, so it's a good thing we topped up. Depends on the soil type as to how much it needs, and also I think we had soybeans in this field before, so it was nothing in terms of fertilizer and nitrogen, so it's going to consume quite a lot, as you can see by the indicator in the top left. But we're going to crack on and get this all planted, and see you when we're finished. And there we go. We have finished planting our corn, and that's gone in there a lot quicker than expected. We've finished a bit earlier in the game afternoon than we'd planned. We were thinking this would probably take most of the afternoon, but we are finished. So 2 fields planted, one with sunflowers and one with corn, and one was planted on a ploughed field, so that's gone in quite cleanly, and then the other was planted on a field where we had the stalks and the weeds, and you can see that you've got a nice mulched effect as a difference there. But yeah, the planters have worked quite well directly planting in ground which is not ploughed or cultivated, so that's pretty handy. Right, we're going to give this a quick wash, and then I think with the rest of the time we got this afternoon, we're going to give the cows a bit of a top up of hay, and we are also going to see about setting up some open gardens so we can get a fresh supply of sugar beets and potatoes, our root crops, into the production chain. Okay, so planters are going to go where the drills were, and I'm thinking we'll probably put them against the edge there because the wall comes a bit further out than the posts. I'll put the first one in here and Nordic can park the other next to it. There we go, that's nicely dropped off, and I think we should probably fuel up the Zarian, so we'll get that done. Yummy fuel. Lovely job. Right, next job, we need to top the cows up with hay. In the last session we mowed the farmhouse field and got the grass all in our grass dryer to make hay, so that has been processing that overnight, and we need to really get some into the cows because they are running dangerously low, and they need a bit of water as well. So if we take a look over here, we should see our grass dryer, and we will need the Fiat Agri and the water tank to give them some water as well. Right, hay's going in, let's see how much we got. Oh, a full trailer, that's pretty handy. 52,000 litres, we'll see how much we can get into the cows. We want the maximum to go in. Second load. And whilst I'm doing this, Nordic is actually taking some pigs for sale. The pigs that have reached the highest price and have just reproduced, so we should see a little bit of income come in from that. Oh, another full trailer. Load number 2. Load number 3. And load number 4. I think this is going to be a half load only. There we go, 20,000 litres left. So let's get this in and see how much the cows are topped up. Here you go, cows. Yummy hay. And we mustn't forget about the water. There we go, I think they're all full now. Right, we're going to hop back in the Tatra and get the tanker because there's a bit of slurry from the cow farm and the pig farm that we can take down to the BGA to keep that nicely topped up and processing that slurry into biogas, and that's also making some digestate for us alongside the silage. So let's get this swizzled around here. We can get it nicely opened up and filled up with some lovely slurry. Not quite a full tank, but we should be able to fill up at the pig farm as well. At the pig farm as well, so we can top up with the slurry from here. And head on down to the BGA. Now you can see in Cowman Field the greyed out weeds that have been zapped by spraying them with herbicide, so Nordic sorted that quite well earlier on. And that field has soybeans in, and that's going to be a lovely cash crop come harvest time, and that's coinciding with Lakeside Field, our newest field, and I think probably our biggest field that has also got soybeans in. So those two fields are going to net us quite a large amount of soybeans and cash come harvest time. And yet here is Lakeside on the right, looking nice and green. Right, here we are, so let's get this slurry unloaded. And if we look at the BGA, we can see we're very low on silage. That's down to 7,000 litres now, so hopefully that corn won't take too long to get to the last growth stage, and we can forage harvest that to turn it into chaff and convert that into silage. And luckily we can keep the BGA topped up with slurry from our pig farm and cow farm, and that's going to process nicely into biogas as well. Right, let's get the truck back to the cow farm, and in the meantime Nordic is scoping out where we can put these open gardens to grow our sugar beet and potatoes. Right, so Nordic has placed the open garden, so we are going to park up and we will go and see what we need. I think we need seed, fertilizer and water over there. Right, and on our way over there we are going to need some water for our open garden, so I'm bringing the water tank over to the farmhouse. Right, so here we are at the farmhouse, and next to our chicken coop is the open garden, and that's quite convenient for us to be able to come along and see to our open garden whilst we're at the farmhouse. Oh, I need to probably go around to the other side so I can loop around to get the water in. There we go, water is going in. Should be able to get the whole tank in here hopefully. I think it's going to take more, so what I've done is I've placed a handy little hose tap there so we can fill up and deposit directly into the open garden rather nice and quickly, which is always a neat little trick. Right, we have filled up fully with water, so that's pretty handy. I can go and drop the water tank over here, and Nordic is now bringing some solid fertilizer, so we should have seed, solid fertilizer and water all nicely in the open garden. So here we go, our open garden, and it's got water, seed and fertilizer in it, and I think Nordic has set it off already with sugar beets and potatoes, so let's take a look. So we have the recipe for potatoes, seed and solid fertilizer, which is going to make, wow, 192 potatoes per cycle. And the same for sugar beet, seeds and solid fertilizer, and that's going to make 256. So this open garden really should keep fed our productions that need potatoes and sugar beets. And I think Nordic has already set these to distribute, so yeah, potatoes distributing and sugar beets distributing. So that's going to keep the sugar mill and the pig food factory all topped up with potato and sugar beets. Fantastic. Fantastic job, Nordic. So that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Nordic's channel for his perspective of today's session. And until next time on Calmlands, we will see you then. Cheers all. Bye bye.